I decided to try an experiment. No background noise for a day. No reels, no YouTube videos, nothing on in the background except the silence of life and my own intrusive thoughts. I'm sick of the same shallowness my screen brings. I want a different kind of peace. I want to live my life deeply and fully while I'm here, to make things that help me deepen my understanding of life and my relationship with creativity. As I write this script, my palm is sweaty. No one said it would be easy. Why does just the thought of going one day without digital distractions scare me so much? I guess it will be a good day to choose at least. We have kids' activities, a circus show, we are hosting our friends over for dinner, so there's lots to keep me busy. The plan is that I will do my best to film snippets of my day. When I feel bored, I will reach for my long list of works in progresses, my knitting projects, and finish them one at a time. I'm looking forward to it, to clear the mental clutter I've created for myself in the form of unfinished projects in the past few weeks. Since I started this digital detox was because I felt like I was losing time. While I was scrolling, could I have been using these minutes to do something more worthwhile? Could these projects all have been done with new creations on the needles instead? I believe in our lives that everything has their time and place. But with this endless scrolling, are we delaying all the beauty that could be occurring, turning a blind eye to the problems that we could be solving, instead just disappearing our lives willingly into a blue screen? I'm already worried about being bored or feeling like I have too much time, but in reality, more time is what I need. More time for my kids, more time for creating, more time for myself. I'm reclaiming time that was gifted to me in this life, the time that I get to spend in ways that will fill my soul with deep joy. Of course, doing these activities that fill myself with deep joy are much more effort-inducing than scrolling on the phone. And it will take much more effort to begin these things that I will find more fulfilling in the end. To start with, I hope that I can take the easy route, finishing my projects, taking deep breaths, smiling and watching my kids play. Resisting my phone is now a mental challenge I'm willing to fight for. Thanks for watching my little gentle digital detox and knitting vlog. I would firstly like to acknowledge the land that I'm filming on, the traditional owners of the land, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. So you would have seen in the last scene that I finished off these little sockies. I wove in the ends while I was drinking my matcha latte. It was great. So this is awesome. This is another sock for my sock drawer, and I have another pair of socks that I have to fix and finish, but that will be for another day. Last night we had some friends over. It was really nice. We had a lot of food. I was a little bit brain dead by the end of it. A lot of talking for an introvert like me, but that's okay. We had a lot of food, as I said, and then at the end I did end up scrolling a little bit, a few shorts before bed. So I'm going to try to not nap right now, so I'll be too tired to do that later on today. That's the plan. And I did have like some other grand plans, but we're just sort of taking it easy today, so I'm just gonna keep working on my half and half wrap. Yes, so my half and half wrap, wow, it's a bit hard to show you this. I've got most of it done. Oh, I guess there are different batches that you can't really see in real life, or maybe you can, but you can see it on the screen. That's okay. I'm using my friend's inherited yarn. I'm going to give it to her mum. As you can see, I have this many short rows to go. I'm using a German short row method tutorial for the half and half wrap by Pearl Soho that I found on YouTube. I really want to get this first half done, so the first triangle done, because I want to block it, because it does have a little bit of an aged yarn smell to it. So yeah, it's very squishy. It's on 3mm needles and it's going pretty well. So yeah, that's my little update, and hopefully I can get more whips done. My aim is to try to get most of them done At least the little ones that are sort of just lingering and just need finishing touches, but not today. Today is for rest. As the morning continued, something strange was happening. I thought I would find more calm, but instead my temper just kept flaring up. While we were busy cleaning, preparing for guests, I don't know what I was angry at. Thoughts? Silence? Lack of stimulation? I took deep breaths, trying to ground myself. So I guess there's an adjustment period, and that's okay. This is real life. It's part of the process of living. And real living is transformation. Going through hard things is a part of life. And sometimes you just need to embrace that. Instead of scrolling in the morning, I use those few quiet minutes to breathe deeply and set my intentions for the day. I sit and wait for my water to boil for my tea and soak in the energy of my household instead of numbing myself out from it. I get it. Sometimes the world can feel like too much, too overwhelming, too many problems to solve. So many people with all of their wants and desires and needs swirling and mingling in close proximity to our own. It can be so much to take in and process, even if we aren't consciously aware of it. Of course, it's easier to disappear into a little blue screen, the socially acceptable comfort toy and safety blanket of adults. Through it, we can numb ourselves off from the quandaries and paradoxes of the world. What if, instead of immersing our minds into the flowing river of entertainment, we take a deep breath, center ourselves, and use that human, magical, complicated, anxious, and overwhelming energy to make something, to listen to the words inside of you, guiding your creative spirit, and using that energy to make something that makes you happy. Not something perfect or beautiful or aesthetically pleasing, just something that is authentically you. Instead of blocking ourselves off from our environments, taking it all in, soaking it up, marinating ourselves and our minds in our world, then reflecting it back upon the world in the form of something physical that contains the true essence of ourselves. I like to think that if enough people did this, some of the problems in life would be more readily solved, simply by understanding ourselves better. Morning, today's day 4 of my gentle digital detox. I have been slipping a little bit. I did watch a couple of YouTube videos this morning. I probably didn't need to, but just a little bit tired, I guess. That's okay. I have a plan. I'm going to pack this in my bag to go to work today so I can knit a bit on the tram. My plan is to have a little knitting challenge. So this is actually the dress for Aggie the sheep that I finished, and I want to try to get this done today. So a little bit of knitting to go. I'm going to pack this. I probably don't need any other tools. Probably not today. And I have taken a picture of the pattern because I've got the pattern in a book. So I have the instructions on my phone, and we're gonna try to get through this and focus, sort of like hyper focus on my knitting instead of social media. But yes, that's the plan. I will check in a bit later. For the digital detox, I didn't set any hard and fast rules. My intentions were to just be more mindful and reduce screen time. The guidelines I had were to avoid all small screen use in our communal living areas, spend as little time watching short form content as possible, and embracing the silence when doing household chores and everyday life as much as my monkey brain would let me. I was basically just trying to reduce the amount of digital noise my life was filled with, and instead saturate myself in the real, uncomfortable world instead. I finished the dress. Here it is. I'm just going to block it now because the bottom is curling up a little bit, but I've woven in most of my ends too. So my life hasn't really changed much after a few days, but I feel like making the strong intention to reduce my reliance on digital devices is an important one, and one that needs to be constantly revisited. So I guess I'll see you in the next episode.